Hey there, everybody. I just got back from a 2 hour long walk where I listened to the new album by Cindy Lee, Diamond Jubilee. It's 2 hours long. I was like, I'll take a 2 hour long walk and see where this goes. And it inspired me to record this video because this album is something. So, Cindy Lee, artist I've not heard of. It's a solo project from a member of the band Women, which broke up after two albums, and then part of the band became the Preoccupations, who I have heard of, and I've seen some KEXP sessions. But this is a solo project by Cindy Lee that I haven't heard of the band before. So right now, this album, Diamond Jubilee, you can only find it on YouTube as one long video. So I was able to download it onto my phone and listen to it as a whole. So this is not typical for an album release, right? You'd expect it to be on Spotify and streaming services and have music videos and so on. But because it's not an artist I've heard of before, the format forced me to listen to all the songs on the album just in order, not knowing the names, not having timestamps. You know, I know that some people, when they get bored while listening to an album, they'll skip a song. That's not an option for Diamond Jubilee, and I think that might have to go into a lot of the success that it's having. But we'll return to that album release. Let's talk a little bit more about this album itself. Now, I mentioned that it's over 2 hours long, and it's going for this feel of what I call a jukebox album. It's one where it starts, and as it continues, you're like, it's supposed to feel like you're listening to a jukebox that, like, it just keeps playing hits. It might be embarrassing, a little old now. When I was learning music a little bit more, Ty Segal's Freedom Goblin felt like a jukebox album to me. That was the first one where I came up with this idea back in like 2018 or whatever. One that you might think of if you're like a rock music fan is something like Songs for the Deaf, where there's like sounds of a radio clicking in between songs. I think it kind of works. But it's very clearly the same band playing it throughout it, where here the song and styles change. I'm a big King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard fan. I had to consider Omnium Gatherium a jukebox album. And then, of course, we've got one of the biggest inspirations for Cindy Lee, I'm sure, Guided by Voices. Now, Guided by Voices are much less musically skilled than Cindy Lee is, like, clearly. Listening to this album, the instrumentation on that is incredible. But what Guided by Voices does, if you're not familiar, this album is 40 minutes long, and it's got like 500,000 songs. Each of them is a minute long, but it's got like great harmonic ideas and such. This album, Diamond Jubilee, it takes that lo-fi. The lo-fi simple songwriting idea that like is the basis of something like Guided by Voices, or even Velvet Underground from the past. Where would anyone be without Velvet Underground? But particularly Cindy Lee, it takes those the 1 minute clever melodic ideas, but it extends each of them to 5 minute atmospheric songs with. I mentioned it earlier, but I gotta bring it back. Incredible instrumentation, some of my favorite guitar work that I've heard in a while. Not because there's shredding or something like that. There are some really skillful technical moments, but the way that Patrick Flagel, I don't know if that's how you say his name. I just looked it up just now. The way that they're able to play so creatively over these songs, it's great. I alluded to this album jumps genres. There's some where it's like there's a church song in here. There's so much, like you got like 60s sunshine pop, but synths come in. There's some evil songs on here that you will feel like you've heard. Not like that it won't sound like anything you've heard before, but it'll sound like everything you've heard before going through Diamond Jubilee as well. So I recommend give this album a shot. I know it's 2 hours long, but with the way that it's structured, without the time tags or anything, you can just think about it as an atmosphere that you're setting yourself into and let it wash over you. Because I think that Diamond Jubilee is an incredible piece of work. It's my album of the year. I know I recommended a little bit of Alien Lanes by Guiding by Voices as another album of similar ilk to me. If this is the kind of album that you like, and Yeah, I haven't heard anything about this. I just felt like talking about it. So if anyone has any comments, anything that I missed, any important details, please leave them below. Thank you very much, and have a good day.